You are now tuned in to the Free Play Media Podcast Network.
We're live, Chris Demon, Travis Terrell. It is Festival Redo Weekend now,
Yes.
is what we're calling it. Unfortunately, Lou Fest canceled. Lemonade time, baby. We're making it happen. We've been all over the place this morning. We have a special guest today. I'll tell you about her in just a second. Travis, where are we at Saturday?
We are at Southtown Pub.
2 to 8 p.m. We've got local comics, national headliners. The show goes on thanks to Urban Chestnut, Second Shift Brewing, Tommy Bannister at Circa Properties, our friend at Buy Jack, John, coming through huge
John,
on this.
hero.
None of this is possible without Buy Jack. So, how can I help? How can I help? Buy a T-shirt from Buy Jack. Come out to the show, 2 to 8 p.m. My parents will be there. Hopefully your mom gets out of her 8-hour church service.
I tricked my mama. I was like, Mama, it's a Church of God in Christ convention down at Southtown Pub.
That what you told
I told her that. So I was like, oh, yeah, Creflo Dollar and all of them will be there. So I was like, I may stop in, baby.
That's horrible.
It's going to be very cruel.
Oh, my God.
The star of the local news scene this morning, Mia Jackson, joining us in studio. How are you?
Hey, I just started talking right. I didn't even I was so shocked that you lied to your mother that I couldn't even get introduced. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Seriously, this is all happening because you decided to come into an under kind of odd circumstances.
Catfish.
So thank you. Yes.
I'm glad you guys are real.
Right. I got sponsors so I can hang out with Mia for the weekend.
I'm so glad you're real. This could have gone really poorly. So thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to be on an episode of Catfish.
Thank God.
Like, I was contacting these guys and then they won't let me see their faces.
What if it was Unsolved Mysteries? That would have been bad. Do you remember that show?
Of course I remember it. Come on. Of course I wrote it. No, not
a sleepy town.
It used to scare me.
Southern Missouri.
Like when I watch about Robert Stack, like that.
Robert Stack wasn't playing.
He even when I watch repeats of it now, I'm still afraid. And those things have probably been solved at this point, but I'm still scared.
We had you on the radio show earlier. We chopped it up. We're just doing a quick little recap here. So we've done news all morning. Travis, kudos to you and Matt for filling in. You guys just did that great conversation with Brad Williams, who's at Helium. Looks like we may have another. We'll tweet out some news involving Mia for tonight as well, if you're listening on Friday. So overall, I think we're off to a really great start.
We are.
I couldn't be more excited.
I'm curious. Did anyone, I'm not sure if anyone on any of the news shows asked you this, but being that you are from the South and that you grew up on a military base.
Near it,
a military base.
She didn't start living in the quarters until she was like 16, 17, all the boys.
I lived an exit away from, but
Point is, how did you then convince your parents, like, hey, I'm about to do some comedy?
You know what? I just remember kind of always telling them like, oh, like probably later on towards the end of my college life, and I was like, thinking how I might want to do comedy, and then I remember being scared, and I told my mom, and then she goes, well, I mean, you already been talking about it, so why don't you just try it? And then so I just go, oh, okay, because I was expecting her to be like, well, why would you do that? But then I later on found out from my aunt. My aunt was like, oh, please, no, you got the good. Go right ahead. But she said to everybody else, my mom would be like, I'm so scared. She's gonna try to do comedy. Wow. But she's never said it. Like, my mom always says to me, she's just like, you're talented, you're my baby. And I love you, and you're good at this, and you got a gift.
We're in a room full of people who love their mothers, by the way. That's why there's good energy, because we don't have any angst towards our parents, right?
Right. I mean, my mom, she's a character for
Travis,
sure.
Right. Does your mom have any sayings or anything that she goes in on? Like, is there almost a rating system or anything that your mom does?
She does not have a rating system per se. But she with my mother, it's tone. So my mom is 100% supportive, but there are varying degrees of support. And so I know when my mom is gung-ho and when she's bless your heart. And so I just read tones at this point when it comes to my mom.
My parents definitely are like, okay, whatever, do that. What about you?
What, like did
your mom have a certain way of rating things or getting into things?
Listen, she's gonna kill me for this, but so we will never ever show her this. But
I think she downloads.
My mother loves to call things top of the line. Like that's her and let me give you an example. So one day she's in the car with my uncle. She puts her mug down. And he goes, "Don't you put your mug in my car and make it sweat." And she goes, "Excuse me, my mug is top of the line." She was like, "My mug don't sweat." She's like, it's top of the line. And I'm like, a mug? So she, everything, she just, it's just certain things that she'll just, like, I told her I was like, "Oh, my tires went out." And I said, "I just got some used tires real quick." And she goes, "Ugh. Ugh, I raised you better than that. You don't want top of the line." She said, I have a Sears credit card. I will buy you. Do you need Bridgestone? Because I don't want my used. Do they even match? And she's like, "That's not. You're not. You better top. That's not top of the line." So she's always. So now because I've been making fun of her about it, she doesn't want to say it anymore. So now she'll just go, "That car over there, it's really nice.
It's nice.
It's a nice car because you made for you. What's wrong with top of the line?" What's wrong with? And I'm like, "You say it all." So it is fascinating.
I'm trying to think if that's where, like, when they look at you like you're kind of like some kind of disheveled homeless person on the side of the road. Like my mom will do the, "Well, I worry about you."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's that you're gonna end up. Yeah.
Do you have food at your home?
Oh yeah, I've gotten that.
How
before.
do you pay bill? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. When I went full time with comedy, I remember my dad going, because I had just bought it. It's the first time I'd ever bought a brand new car.
Right.
Just had a brand new car, and my dad was like, "I mean, well, how is she gonna be able to pay for the car? Like, what is she gonna do?" And my mom was like, I guess. And he's like, "I mean, is she gonna pay for the car?" And I was like, "I hope so. Like, you're now scaring me, and I don't think I can pay for it."
You know something I don't?
Right.
I think I am.
Every time I call him, like, "You all right?" Like, even even if I try to do nice things with them, like, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm doing all right. And I just want to give you guys, money." "I don't want your money. I don't want your money." "Well, how are you gonna eat without this money?" I was like, "No, that's why I'm giving it to you because I have it to I can." And I'll take it, but you ain't have to give it to me. I didn't want it. It's ridiculous.
So when do you think, like, where was the point of success where your parents were like, "Okay, my baby really doing it"?
Well, I don't know if we've reached that yet, but I think because the car hasn't been reprepossessed,
that's pretty much the only thing where they've been like, it's been 8 months.
Right. Like, and now, it's, I'm actually
They ain't caught her yet.
No, now I'm like, I can see like I'm almost like I have like $8,000 left on the car. So I'm like, I can pay this off in the next several months.
Right.
Like I can see it now. So now they're kind of like, "Okay." And and they're like, "She's kept a gym membership and her hair's been combed, so she's doing okay."
That's a good barometer.
Yeah.
It certainly is. So we know you're obviously, do we call you an actress at this point?
No.
I think we do.
No.
I think we call you an actress.
I'm not an actress. No.
You should have seen her coffee order. She's an actress.
Oh, got a coffee actress order.
No,
Okay.
come on. Listen, I don't act. That was my acting face.
Okay.
Listen, guys, when I get into this scene.
Oh wow, she's doing it.
See what I just did? That was method. I think that's called method acting.
I think that's what it is.
Is that what it?
Right here.
Whatever it is.
That's where it hit me.
It's
So impressive.
whatever character you need me to play, I can play it.
You are also in a really neat position of
Hey, turn it off.
you're in a great position of, like, not only are women in comedy at the forefront, you are part of the group of essentially leading that way, being able to work around those women, learn a little bit more about the industry, being on tour. What have you picked up? What have you added to, I guess, maybe even your skill set being around so many talented
I
women.
mean, like, what are the pillow fights like?
What
like
are the
on the road? Like,
usually bathing suits?
okay.
Me too, man. Me
yeah.
too.
Describe
Come
in
on, man.
detail, please.
Bathing suits, and it's a lot of like, no, what did your boob fall out? What? Let me help you put. No, no one. No, but we're grown. We're adults.
Yes,
we're grown
thank God,
ladies.
yes.
I like that you yelled at him for my stupid
Right.
comment.
Idiot.
No, you get it right. I don't know who to yell at now because I feel like you both work in tandem. So I kind of feel like
That
if
would
I
be
yell
fair.
at one, you both
Technically, yeah, that makes sense.
right. What have I picked up? Well, I don't know. The cool thing about working with other women is that like it's just some things sometimes that kind of go without saying. Like it's certain things that we're not gonna leave the other person alone. You know, like we're not gonna. We'll be like, "You good? Okay, we're good. Everybody's good." So, but it's like it's just an extra level of like being like, "I feel you," or if I see people being weird after shows, you can be like, "Hey, let's go." You know, like it's just certain things that we can look at each other and just kind of give that moment, like, you know, whereas the guys like, what's
going on?
Dude,
like,
if he gets his leg chopped off, I'm like, he's a grown man. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
essentially
I don't
how
know.
we operate.
Yeah, like I've had shows where I've had people literally like I remember one time I did a show and this guy was like, "Oh my God, my wife loves comedy. We live right around the street. Just come over to our house."
What?
And I was like, I know. And then but when I say things like this to, you know, like if I'm working with a guy comic, they'll be like, okay, like
And?
what's like you could have just had a good time. And I'm like,
Well, you didn't go.
or I could have been murdered.
Right.
You know,
That
so
whole thing.
yeah. So sometimes it's just an understanding with women comics where you're like, oh, okay, I don't have to explain why
Right.
this thing is, you know, but just as far as the work itself, I mean, the work is the work. Like
Right.
it's not even a, you know, there's no difference between me being like, a guy comic is gonna write this way. It's like, no, like we write the same, and sometimes I might write better than y'all. What?
My. Oh, what a bold statement.
That might happen. No, but the work ethic is it's not anything where I'm like, when I work with lady comics, it's like, no, we're all out here busting our ass.
Yeah.
We're out here listening to jokes. We're writing, we're rewriting, we're all doing the same thing. But like I said, it's just those other little subtle things where it's like, you know, if you come into a show where you're like, well, there was some creeps who might come to the show tonight. Just
Right.
want to be prepared. And we're like, all right, we're going to walk out together. We're going to
Saturday, look out for.
Hey,
this
relax.
guy, come on, no.
Trav, we got other stuff to do,
guys
man.
do have
This is a
things
great
to do.
little
No,
chopping
I'm
up
not
session.
done. I have so much to talk about.
No, we'll have plenty to talk about.
We do. We got a whole weekend
All
of
right,
it.
fine.
Southtown Pub, 2 to 8 p.m. You're a headliner from the now defunct Lou Fest.
From the now defunct Lou
She
Fest.
killed Lou Fest.
Put that on your
everybody. And
IMDb
Burt
page.
Reynolds, for that matter. I
I
blame
did,
for Burt Reynolds. Big thanks to Travis today and Matt Whitener for killing it. If you didn't hear the Brad Williams snip and episode, fantastic. Shout out to Gaslight. They are rallying around all their artists and all the
Indeed.
cool stuff around St.
They
Louis.
are.
Support Gaslight, Media Outlaws, everybody. Thanks to Mark and the whole team here at Gaslight. We're back next week. We'll see you then.
Sounds
Mia,
good.
thank you so much. We're
No,
so
thank
excited to
you.
have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.